Yeah, and he was my childhood friend, so that's why we can, you know. He has very nicely agreed to be here and tell us all a bit about his family and his varied careers, which we are very. Okay. You can hear better there?
Oh, I can see people.
See people. Wave at Sally.
How you doing, Art? Buddy.
And how in his retirement he's become an accomplished metal sculptor. Let's give him a warm word. A warm welcome to Woody.
Hearing aid's supposed to be in this ear, it's not in that ear. You should yell up here. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
I'm up. Going to reach that far, I might as well stand right here. Hi, everybody happy?
Oh, yeah.
You hear me now, Dan?
Yeah.
Should I talk a little quieter? Anyway, folks, a little bit of history about myself. There is a picture of my mother and father there. Velma and Roy, great people, love them. My good wife Brenda's right there. Dan, you two guys stand up, son and daughter. Cindy, you can stand up too, love. The only way those people are going to see you, if you stand up and look around, you've got to get up, guy. Come on, come on, come on. Cindy, jump up there, love. Elizabeth, you get up, everybody turn around. Dan, Mommy, right. Very proud of them. Back and roll. So, history, a little bit of history of me. So when you come in, there was a brochure, a 3-page brochure. Everybody would like to have one, and it's going to save me a lot of speech tonight, because everything that I was going to talk about today pretty well is on that brochure. But anyway, go back to history of Lakeville. We were raised right up here at the end of the street called Oxford Street. Corner, Lakeville, the square, had the 4 acres up in that corner of Lakeville. We had a nice old farmhouse, we had a barn, we had one old sow, we had a cow, and we had a calf every year, we had hens, so we had everything. So we farmed there 1 acre of vegetable gardens, 1 acre for the tether the old cow out every summer, and 1 acre of hay for the cow for the winter, and that was pretty well a whole acre of vegetable garden had to be owned by hand. Anyway, that's where I was raised. Dental groceries for T.C. Young down here, went to Lakefield High School. I think Sharon and some of you were a little ahead of me in school. There's pictures over here of my, I think 3 years in public school. Everett Sloan, I want to say, was the best teacher I ever had, was Everett Sloan. He took our IQ, and I'm going to tell you the girl who did it, but the girl was his secretary. She snuck my IQ out of there and told me on the way home, so she wasn't supposed to do that. So I found out how stupid I was that day. Unreal. Anyway, pretty much that's about the history around Lakefield. Tried to get Lakefield High School. A little episode there with the principal there, got kicked out of there. Went to Kennewick Legion, had a little trouble there. Went to Benham Falls, finished my education, grade 9, 3 years. Anyway, George Brown College, went working, did a little farming, shut everything down, sold some cows, went to George Brown College, 64, 63, 64, taught my class. So that was a little different. Anyway, Mike, that's pretty well the history you're going to hear from me. But Mike is the guy down here sitting there on the screen. He really helped me out this week. He took me under his wing, and he can fly wings. When you look at Mike, he's a jet fighter pilot, flew for NATO for 4 or 5 years. He's going to show you a picture of his airplane on the screen. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 650 caliber. Bingo. So anyway, Mike, appreciate the help.
You're welcome.
So, and as we go along, I think Mike is, I'm going down my head like we talked about. I'm going to try and get a little closer, Mike, but
Would you like to push the lights off a bit here?
maybe.
Show up better if you had the lights on?
Sorry, guy. I'm going to try and sit down here.
bathe.
People might see better. Is that okay, Mike? Yeah. Oh, I got no head. The picture you're looking at right now is about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Mike came to my place, our place, Brenda's, that's my shop. That's Brenda and Mike there. We're going to take a walk around my shop, going from the door right. What you see in the back, that's the big overhead door, it does go up, so it's kind of like a gallery. So we'll take a walk around the shop. The big Canada goose that you see up on the wall, that's the patterns for the big geese at Darlington Nuclear Plant and Fleming College, but that's how big they are. Go ahead, Mike. Not too much to show you there. Some welders. There's a crocodile there. See the crocodile head? That's a real crocodile. Up in the, yeah, there's a, Mike, I'd go on. Oh, you might be interested in this, Mike. If you look right on top of that, what you're looking at, the red ice cooler, that's an old ice box. So there's a lot of people old enough in here to remember that old ice box. Everybody? And on top of that ice box, I don't know what caliber that shell is, but that big brass shell, any idea?
Mortar shelf.
Hey?
It's a mortar shelf.
That's a mortar shell. So they did reload those things. Anyway, Mike, I'd go on. Not too much there, a lot of stuff on the walls. That's some other tools. That's a big bender there, that big red thing, big bender. There's some more patterns up in the back, wings. Thanks, Mike. Now you can get a picture. Too bad you can't zoom on it. Who's got the red dot? Is there? Oh, Mike, good for you. Mike, see that? Mike, see the heart? See the two wings and then the heart? So go down to the picture of Brenda. She's my young bride. Right up the picture, right there. So that picture, if I could zoom in on it, that's Brenda. She was prom queen when I met her. She was getting marks about 97%. When I met her, about 3 weeks later, she couldn't get 50%. She's standing there with, she was prom queen, and that's the outfit. I keep going. Yeah. There were the two exhaust fans there. They go on there. I can't pull all the curtains, make a spray booth there. Sometimes if I get the old cigar lit, I got to turn on both fans. But welding, yeah. That table right there is the table, Darrell Drain Brothers Construction. Their son Ryan, I taught Ryan at Fleming College. He came to me about a month ago and said his mother and father's 30th anniversary wedding was 2 weeks away, and I have taught Ryan a fair bit. Anyway, I showed him how to make an end table. That's the end table we made, see the rivets. But anyway, took a 3-inch piece of limestone rock, polished to a T, and so the top is a 3-inch limestone rock. Went down, I think Sunday before last, and presented it to Darrell and his wife Susan. And no, I shouldn't have did it, because now I got to make another one. But thanks, Mike. What you're looking at now is a chandelier I've been working on for pretty near a year. As we go along here, but that's the letters you see there are their family letters, and it's Brian and Sheila McKenzie, Dr. McKenzie, and Sheila, she's a doctor too, far into Stony Lake. I did the chandelier about 7 years ago for their kitchen, but when Mike takes this one to the next thing, you'll see it hanging how big it is. So as you go up to the ceiling, that's the electrical box. Chains come down with turnbuckles, come down to the center one where their initials are. Chains come down to that main light is 4 feet in diameter. And if we go to the next one, I think Mike there. That, who you're looking at there is Louise McKenzie and Design. She helps me, I've worked with her for 18 years on big houses and designs. Her and I and Dr. McKenzie and his wife designed it as we went along. So in other words, it's the only one on the planet. And thanks, Mike. I think if you go to the next one. So there are some of the things. What you see here, everything's handmade. That's steel, that's the thing in the ceiling. The letters are all handmade, that's handmade. And when Mike goes to the next one, it'll be, so that one right there, if anybody here named Mackenzie, that is your family emblem. That's the family emblem right there, at Deerhead. So I got 4 of them. I haven't got the light. There's 8 lights around the inside. There's 1 light up in the box with the V on it. Good man. So there, that right there is before you seen this picture, it didn't have finish coat of paint. Now it has. That's the finish coat. I might read that one. Where's that? I'm going to read this to you, I think. Where man is that upside down there? Good job, I got kids. 10 commandments of my workshop. Thou shalt not touch my mess. Thou shalt not give advice unless Woody asks. Thou shalt not gripe about how long something is taking. And thou shalt not covet my power tools. Thou shalt not interrupt a master craftsman of work. Thou shalt offer praise and encouragement very often. Thou shalt give me about 1 project at a time, and thou shalt honor my original plans, and thou shalt observe the metric system and keep it near. Thou shalt give all the glory to God, provider of all talents. Okay. That gentleman there, he was wandering up the street one day. He come in, I don't know, he's a good-looking guy, but anyway, that's Mike right there beside. The piece you're looking at is, it's got a full-size Canada Goose on top. I've built my wife Brenda probably 4 of them, honey, over the years. But that one there we go. There's the same thing. It's a lamp. You can see the Canada Goose on top. That's it lit up. That is Mike standing beside it. Beautiful, Mike. There's Mike again in the living room. Another piece. That's the other piece. The one you see before is behind Mike. This one here is another piece of the goose. And it's actually supposed to be a cutout of Stony Lake shoreline. So there's fish down there, glass top, turtle, full-size Canada Goose. I'll have to tell this one here. This is kind of where it all started. This is Bob Gainey's gate, Stony Lake. About 2,100 years ago, honey, I guess, somewhere, give or take.
1999, 20 years.
Anyway, Helen Batten from Basterfield is associate, come to me. She didn't come to me. Johnny Dunford, my brother-in-law, sent her. We were working on Bob Gainey's house, and Helen Batten asked my brother-in-law Johnny who could build a gate like a fallen tree, and Johnny told him my brother-in-law Woody, so that's where it started. That's with Johnny. That's Bob Gainey's gate. It's all steel, has 2 birds on it, goes down in the ground about 14 feet, crowded with bearing, 1 big round bearing on top. You can open and close the gate with 1 hand. When we were building Bob Gainey's house, from the gate to Bob's house at Stony Lake's about a quarter mile, a little less, 8 or 9 hydro poles there. They didn't have any way to install them on the rock, so I built special plates for all the hydro poles, drilled the rock, and with kind of arch stuff and strong too. But as we were coming out from the house, we dug a trench. When we got this gate built, I was gonna put a ram on it so Bob could come and open it, close it from his car. When I got the gate done, Bob took a look at it, and he is one great. What I call Bob Gainey is a gentleman's gentleman, good guy. So anyway, when the gate got done, Bob came up to me and said, no ram. Said, I want to get out of the car. Every time I come, I'm going to get out and close it. That was pretty cool. Okay, Mike. That's another gate done. It's all steel, all hand painted. There's a couple of birds on it. There's a blue jay. It's a gray squirrel running up the limb. So what you see is same thing, big thing into the ground about 14 feet up into the stump bearings. What's all done is I hand paint. It's all hand painted. So, and I talked to a guy that trucks propane up there about 2 years ago. The gates went up about 10. So he told me I should go up and look at this tree that somebody made out of wood. I said, well, you take propane up, It's always open when you get there, I take it. So you, next time you go over and touch it, because I built the thing and it's steel. That's good. Told me to nod my head, Mike. Guys at the coffee shop call me Bobhead. That's the geese. That's one of the geese of Darlington nuclear plant. The 3 pictures over here. They're so there. This one here, Cindy, you're going to have to help me out. Love, my mind's going. I think I'm old, but anyway, what's his full name, Cindy?
Trevor McNeven.
Okay, Trevor McNeven is the lead singer of 1,000 Foot Crutch Rock Band.
Yeah.
Trevor came to me maybe, I don't know, it has to be 10 years ago now,
Yeah.
looking all over the world for somebody to build him a mic stand. Want to know if I could build him a mic stand like a human spine. Had to be strong enough, the 3 of those, when they get wound up in their rock band, they want to jump on this mic stand and ride it across the stage. So it had to be strong enough to make them do that. But it also had to be light enough, not over 42 pounds, so he could fly it around the world, the airplane. So I built, that's Trevor's mic stand. When he goes to big places that entertain, not like me, I can only get about 45 people at a time. He can get 4,000. So
40,000.
40,000, sorry. So what he does, when he entertains around the world, first thing he does when he shows up in this town, he takes that mic stand, puts it center stage, it stays there. For all the other ones before him, he's usually the main attraction, but the mic stand stays there as well. Pretty cool. That there, I don't know whether you know the girl in the middle or not, but I'm pretty sure that's Sharon Jewell, and I'm sure that's her daughter, and I'm sure that's her daughter's daughter, which would make her grandma? Where'd grandma go? Anyway, Sharon, that's what I did here. Sharon came to me maybe a year and a half ago, and her mother always wanted that house, and that house is, to me, one of the most beautiful houses in Lakefield. Anyway, she said her mother always wanted the word jewel box at the front of the house. So I made all the initials, and the little flower in the end, Sharon wanted me to do. And then Sharon went in the house and got a real jewel box, so I mounted it up on the end there with the jewels hanging out of it. And it was an absolute pleasure doing that for you, Sharon. Bingo. And that was just before I fell off the ladder. So this place here, and I started working on that place. Guy called me up Balsam Lake, the other side of Fenton Falls, and wanted to know if I could do a job. Said no, I didn't have time, so he told me if I come up, thought I'd make it work. But anyway, went up there and spent 2 years up there, off and on, back and forth, back and forth. That is a castle. Put all the railings you see all around the top, all around the other side. The gate at the entrance coming in, that is a castle sitting right on Balsam Lake, and the castle, he's got 1,000 acres in there behind him. Anyway, this house here, what you're looking at is the big what they're doing on Clear Lake, Young's Point. I'm just doing the fireplace doors for it right now. But what you see on the floor here, the attached garage, is all the big steel trusses. And if you look on up the other house, I built all steel trusses. Anyway, that's the big house up at Young's Point. It's 10,000 square feet. It's got 26 dormers. It's got just the windows alone for that house, without the inside doors, or without any windows, any inside. Just the outside windows of the house is a little over $500,000 to $600,000 just for the windows. Anyway, it's a nice project. They're putting siding on it right now. The siding is wood siding, pre-finished, 25-year guarantee. There's 5 miles of siding on it. We're back to Fenton Falls. If you notice the bars up, so I put, like the old castle, those spike bars are real spike bars pointed to a T, pointed very sharp. Called the building inspector in to see if I could do that, and he said, sure, go ahead, Woody. you're putting them in the right place, so no problem. That's the gate built coming back down. If you see the hinges on that, they're like a knight with a sword, sitting with his sword, and then the hinges are hung on that. There's a knight up under there, and then the other gate, there's a knight chasing them. Everything you see is handmade. Mike, you didn't do the film of that, did you? No. No, that's good. What you say here, that girl and her husband, her name is Kathy. About 4 years ago, she was at Buckhorn Community Center, seen the yellow butterfly I donated to Judy up there maybe 15 years ago. I got a phone call from her, and I was raised at Fenton Falls. When I got kicked out of Lakefield High School and kicked out of Kenner High School, I went to Fenton Falls High School, raised on the farm of Paul's Corner. So Fenton Falls is like another hometown to me. But anyway, Kathy phoned me and wanted to know if I could do 1 or 2 butterflies for the park at the dam. So we got started on them. Right now, anyway, it ended up there was 5 butterflies up the falls and 8 butterflies at Fenton Falls Museum, different colors. So anyway, if you're ever in Fenton Falls, you go see the butterflies. And what that organization does, there's a woman in there who raises monarch butterflies. Once a year they go up, and Brenda and I are invited to have a do there at the museum. And the butterflies, we release the monarch butterflies, which is pretty deep. Good. Dan, my son Dan, he's been there. Cindy, you've been there. So that, Gus Nielsen was raised up here on the 12th line. He had Jim Fisher's farm. Gus Nielsen bought it. Gus got a hold of me and wanted to know if I could help him build a hunting camp up in Sundridge, 10 mile west of Algonquin Park. I said, sure, which I usually do. So anyway, so what we did, Gus had the woods here. We went to the woods, Gus's woods. I cut all the cedar, hauled it all up 1 year, set up the mill, milled it all, let it dry for a year, planed it all, and then trucked it all the way, the kids and Brenda and I, for 2 summers anyway. And then when we got up there with the loads of wood, we had to put it in the boat, and we had to row it across to the island. There was a big beaver up there. Anyway, that's what we did. When we got it all finished, it was gorgeous. Dan, he's hunted with me up there. That's right around Algonquin Park. It was a big project, nice project. That's up in the top story of it. The walls are 4 by 5 cedar tongue and groove V-joint. Then all timbered. So everything was handmade wood, boys. That building there is, after we got the building up, we decided we'd need a sauna out back, so we built a sauna with the guy. So then we had a water tower here, stainless steel tanks on the back. Yeah, so that was our sauna out back of the camp. Out there is, I told you I work with steel. My main was stone and wood. But that whole patio I did up, what am I thinking of? Brooklyn. So up in Brooklyn, I did some big entrance gates for these people. Then they wanted me to do a bunch of stonework. So I stoned all the patio. And if you look behind me just to the left, I put in a swimming pond there, just a little pond, big as, inside that pond, I'll tell you why people had money. In the pond was a little pond, but there was 3 fish in there, and I think the 3 fish were worth $7,000, so I don't know. But when I got that done, Don and Donna was their name, they wanted to know if I put a Canada goose. So I went down to the stone place in Brooklyn, picked out a nice big pink stone, and then I hand carved that goose and put it in there. It was that thick. Took me, I had to be very careful. I got it in there without breaking the net, and it's still good to this day as far as I know. Good, Mike. That's right after we installed the 3 goose at Ontario Power Generation Station. When these geese, there's one with a hummingbird in the back, but when you look at the base of these, there's a pin there. You can pull. I can pull the pin, or they can, and turn the geese any direction. So once or twice a year, go spin them north or south. So And the same thing with the goose at Fleming. There's the three of them flying. The 401 is just in behind me there off down. Now this guy here, he's unreal. So the jet you're looking at there in the front, is that the one you shot down or is that yours, Mike? Anyway, Mike, who's running the machine right there, he drove those things for NATO for 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
Good man. As soon as he told me that, holy jump, I pretty near hugged him. Did I hug you? So what you're looking at, and he's used them, those 3 holes up on this side of the snout over there, there's 50, they're 50 caliber, and there's 3 on the other side. And I'm sure he's pulled the button on them. They were, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They're
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
They're real.
Thumb or finger? Thumb.
Thumb.
Thumb, yeah. I figured. So that other guy, do you feel him full of holes, or is he just taking off? Mike, congratulations. Give him a hand, boys. Anybody flying their own? Unreal. You're proud. When I hung the goose at Fleming College, who donated that one anyway, they came to me and I think there's a picture of the book there of all my family. Anyway, Tony was president then. Tony presented me with that. And it might be a picture of me and Tony there, but that's pretty cool. I was out pretty proud but to give me that. If you go to Fleming College and the goose is there, that plaque right there is on the bottom of it, mounted. 2000, is that 9 years ago? 4 years ago? Holy jump. So that goose at Fleming College, that's it, my shop being built right there. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. There it is right there after we got it hung. That's the same goose, that's a goose at Darling Nuclear Plant. When they asked me to do that job, we did 3 of them. Don't want to tell you what I got paid for it, but anyway. After I got them hung, the 2 ladies, architects down there that hired me to do them, the one lady phoned me one day and said, I've got a picture I got to show you. So what she done, she was coming to work that morning, and that kind of a morning, that's daylight, that's the sun coming up. She took that picture, so she got to work, she got a hold of her partner, and they got a hold of me, and said they're coming my way. They brought me all the way from Oshawa up there with a copy of that picture for me. I met them at Bowler's Corners. That was pretty cool. Did she ever do it? I like that picture. Mike, I'm deaf as a bat. Oh, yeah. You come with me, we'll find her. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Make my day.
Any questions for Woody?
Yep, he should,
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say he,
Cindy?
yes. I was gonna say you should tell them about your mom and your dad and your sisters.
Right?
He can't hear, I know. Tell them about your mom and your dad and your sisters, because it's history, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. My mother is over there, Velma, Roy. There's one guy in here, he's gonna stand up right there, bingo. You know my sister Donna, because you told me you did tonight, right? Yeah. So I got Donna. Donna's my oldest sister. Lois is next. Woody's next. And then my sister Linda, married to Johnny Dunford. Yeah. Oh, Lois. Yeah. So Donna, Lois, Woody, Linda. Bingo. Yeah. Lois is, so she's pretty cool. She still rides motorcycles. She's 77, 76. Probably 76, rides all the way from the West Coast here by herself, Andrew. She rides with the Christian Riders, so my sister Lois. And she's really cool. Donna, she's really cool because she just works. Yeah. So my sister Donna was married to Jack Wheaton. Curve Lake, died maybe 3 years ago. 2 years ago. Jack, he was police chief, Curve Lake. Sister Donna, she's amazing. She just helps everybody. Like, cool. My sister Linda, she's been great. She worked for Gary Gary Stewart for quite a few years, married to Johnny Dunford, CBD. And Art Eaton, he's a real good guy too. Hi, Art. Art and I hung about it a little bit around the pool hall. Okay, who else should I talk about?
Woody,
He can't hear you.
first, how did you get to become the sculptor? What did you take at George Brown College?
What did you take at George Brown?
George Brown College?
What did you take?
What did you take?
What did it take? First class welder fitter, metallurgy, drafting. To be a first class welder fitter those days, you had to have a full course of drafting, so I'm a draftsman. Okay. Metallurgy, it was a heavy course.
So from a welder, where did the artistic, when did that develop? How did you?
What developed the artistic side?
What?
What developed the artistic side? Where did it come from?
My mother was an artist. Got Elizabeth, come here, sweetheart. Elizabeth, my granddaughter. Oh, we gotta get this side. I hug better on this side. Anyway, she's just been accepted. You should see her stuff. She's just been accepted at University of Toronto called York University for art. She won awards to get there against other people, and she's an absolute angel. And you should see her draw. Unreal. My mother was a good painter. Now, your mother and my mother was the best of friends. Unreal. They hung out together for years. And I remember your dad having the garage between the bridges, and your mother and my mom were like sisters to each other.
Making soup.
Making soup. Making soup.
Soup.
Don't worry about it. Next question.
You're making soup? You're a good girl. Anyway, folks, I better quit talking. I'll be here all day. Everybody okay? God bless you, and thanks for coming.
I had no idea what to expect tonight when I heard that I was going to be up here and that Woody Farrow was going to be giving the talk. Having spent 8 years as a tool maker, I just stand in complete awe of Woody's talents in metal fabrication. I mean, that's just awesome. You don't work that easy in metal if you don't know what you're doing. The other aspect of it is this is a perfect example. I had no idea of this story in Lakefield. And Woody's story is the classic idea of what type of speakers that we should be looking for in the upcoming year. I mean, that was just awesome talk. This is Lakefield in its life. And these are the types of stories that we need to hear. Woody, on behalf of the Lakefield Historical Society, we have this small token of appreciation. Thank you very much. When I was looking,
I just wanted to say, being part of the Lakefield Trail Stewardship Committee, I asked Woody, because I saw that I'm a bicyclist, and I saw the bicycle stand at the library, and I said, we need one of those at the post office. Who made that? And they said, Woody made that. So I approached Woody, and he put one at the post office for the bicycles there. And I thank you for that.
Following tonight's door prize, there will be a short break of 15 to 20 minutes for refreshments, socializing, and looking at some of Woody's pictures. I wish to thank those who prepared tonight's refreshments, got it ready. After the break, we will reconvene for the purpose of completing tonight's business. I will now turn the mic over to Sharon Clancy, who will coordinate the draw.
I don't need the mic. I taught for a whole lot of years. I know how to yell. Aren't you all glad that I grew up with Woody? Because I twisted his arm to get him here. Okay. Put your little hand in there. Yeah, you're picking up. Well, then I make you put back. Okay, got your numbers ready? Yeah. 817-2069.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we'll take it.
You better guard it then, because Sally and I were going to share it.
Oh, yeah, but I went to school with Woody's sisters, so
Okay,
it should
all right.
stay in the school time. Oh, Joan, that's wonderful.
It's great, isn't it?
I really like you.